Okay guys, this video is for the Tecumseh pull start or recoil. Okay, not on this one, but right here. This is basically what you have. Well, here's the recoil off. Okay, which is just like the white one over there. And basically what you have is when you pull this handle, you pull this cord, the little tang sticks out. Okay, and that little tang hooks the little teeth or splines in here and cranks the engine. This one here, the cup had broke and chewed it apart and melted it. So basically this is a good unit, but I want to put a new cord and a new handle on it. We got a 7-foot paracord and a snowblower type handle. So we're going to open this one up and fix this one. This one needs a new spool to be fixed. Okay, so start by taking the screw out, which is a number 3 Phillips, not number 2. Take the cover off. I'm going to put that to the side upside down. Take this little spring, put it where it was. Okay, now we have the little spline and the little spring down in there. We'll put this off to the side. Now basically, I'm going to turn the camera off because I can't hold it and do it. I'm going to walk this out of here, and there should be a clock spring in there. Okay, so basically we disengaged the little tang off the hub. Okay, and I lifted it up. At this point, the best way to clean one of those springs, if it is gacked up, and this one does not appear to be, is you clean them with some kind of thinner, gasoline, carburetor cleaner, something safe that you're comfortable with, because the grease in this will get like glue also, and you'll pull it out and it won't quite go in. And then you lube it with a very light oil, and you should be good to go. Same with cleaning off this hub, as well as that bushing, as well as that screw and all the other stuff that retains it, so this hub can slide back easy. And as you can see, it does rub a little on the side when you pull it. I'm sure it goes sideways. So if you can clean this off in here, you're good to go also. Basically, where the cord is secured to the spool, you just pull it through and there's a knot on there. We're going to cut this and take it all out. So nothing too complicated. Then we're going to take it out of here, lay this to the side, and we could pull this all out and hopefully not pull it off the table. And if you're using this cord again, you can measure it to the exact side and be good, as long as it wasn't shortened at all. The cord actually looks like it's in good shape, so we're not using any of that. This cord is a little thinner, but it's paracord. So you can get more on there, but you got to be careful, because if you're pulling more out, you got to be careful how you have this wound, because you could overextend or over compress a clock spring and snap it. So we have to keep that all in mind. I definitely have more of this cord than the cord that came off. So okay. So basically what we did was we took the screw out of the center, which is a number 3 Phillips. Number 2 might give you a little bit of trouble. The threads that they use are interference threads, so this thing does not walk out. Okay, so it might feel like you're stripping it as it's coming out, but that's the type of threads it is. We took this little retaining cover off, as you saw. We took the little spline out. Okay. Underneath there was the screw with the spring. We put that to the side. We took off the center hub. Okay. Or spool. Underneath there was a clock spring that lifted right off. Then that clock spring had a 180-degree tang on it. That 180-degree tang hooks to the base of this. Okay, Then the outer shell of it had a series of tangs sticking out in a certain order, and that hooked to the spool of it. Okay, basically what we did was we cleaned everything that was in there. We cleaned off the hub. Okay, the spring in the center, I spun it around a bunch of times. I put a little cleaner in there, let it release, spin it. Well, I didn't let it spring out. I released it, kept doing it till it started to come out clean. Then I spun it around. I actually put it in here. I spun it around with my hand, and I put a little bit of oil in there. Brought it back. The oil oozed out. I wiped off the excess. So that spring should be good, at least for the amount of time I'm going to use this. With that, the shaft in the center that sticks out here, you know, to the center, we cleaned that, and I put a little dot of grease on it and one little dot of oil to thin it out. So the hub, the spool spun on it pretty good. Okay, you can see how that works. Okay, you know, the reason it doesn't retract is the spring isn't hooked up to suck it back. Okay. Then what I did is I assembled the clock spring to the spool. Okay, then I lowered the spool down onto this outer cover and engaged the 180 degree tang. Okay, with that I put the little spring that you saw me take off. It went down the center. Okay, I also put the little tang back on. There was a little spring in there that held it this way with a little bit of tension. So basically what you have to do is you have to pull the spring away, put the tang in there, release the spring. Okay, no problem. Then I put the cover on with the screw and tightened it. With that, this was all there. When you went to go out with it, okay, you could feel the spring resistance. Okay, so now what you had to do is you had to spin this. Now I already had my cord hooked to my handle, okay, and laying across my lap. So I spun this until I felt it kind of like want to stop. That's when you know you're at the limit of the spring, and you look to see where this is. So obviously if it's right here, you're not going to push it to here, you're going to break the spring. You back it back off, and you could feel that you're still in the safety margin of you're not going to snap the spring. While this is lined up with that hole, you feed in your new cord. Okay, I fed it in, brought it all the way up high. I double knotted it, tucked the tail end in, okay, and I released it slowly. Okay, I didn't want a big wad or a ball, and I let it spool itself. Okay, and basically this is what you have. It's double knotted, tucked in, out of the way. This is all clean. The screw isn't cleaned. I didn't care about the facial appearance of the screw. But if you look down in there, you could see that it's clean down in there. And all the things I've done, like I said. Here we triple knotted it and tucked it in there because I had plenty of room to do that. Okay, I don't have a fear of the knot. If it's slipping out of the knot, that's not going to happen. I have a fear of this cord being stiff and it unknotting at the end, if you know what I mean. That's why I double knotted and tucked it in to make sure that it just wouldn't unknot. Okay, obviously this handle is on. The snow handle, so you could wear a mitten, as they say. And this thing should be good to go. So basically we have to bring this to the snowblower, which is in here, as well as the cup, and install them. And hopefully we can fire that thing up. This right here, for as much as I'd like to fix it, I think we're past that. We could actually see the splines of the spring. This thing melted so bad. Well, it melted because the cup broke and was dragging in here. So, this cover here looks like it's cadmium or something covered. This one's painted. This one was repainted. This cover was actually white. And someone repainted it red. Looked like while it was on the machine. And this one seems to have dimples here. They're definitely factory, as opposed to this one doesn't. But the height and everything is exactly the same. So why that's like that, I'm not really sure. Hopefully we don't find out when we get there. If we do, we transfer the stuff from this one into this one, and we're good to go, but I don't think we're going to have to. This I'll keep to the side. This I'll keep to the side because it's vintage. I'll hold on to it. You never know with a mini bike. You soak that, the red paint will come right off it, and it'll look just like that one. So I want to put this handle, I got a second one, on this machine, but I want to get another piece of this cord. I wasn't sure on the cord when I bought it. That's why I didn't buy 2 pieces of it. So now I think it's pretty good. I hung on it. It seems to be good. This other cord, like I said, looks to be in good condition. It's even white. But why chance it? Or, better yet, I could leave that machine the way it is and have another one of these on the side. They're just so easy to change on this unit with the 4 screws. The other unit that this is going on is much more complicated to get it out. So with that, guys, hopefully this helps somebody. And that's it. And plus, we went a foot longer on the cord on this one. Assuming that this was the factory length cord, nobody ever shortened it. I really don't know. I don't know what the exact length should be. So we went a foot longer. They snipped it at that and called it good. And, okay, guys. Next video will be on the carburetor. We are waiting on parts. No reason to get into it now. We'll make one video on that. It'll be the carburetor. And we'll be putting a new fuel line on this thing. And probably, I guess, test firing it again. So, okay, guys. I'll talk to you later.